Hi guys, have you ever wondered how to actually secure lots of customer meetings so that you can rightfully place your product before your customers and help them to make an informed decision? Because one of the things that I discovered is that most times a lot of customers make a lot of decisions when they are able to speak to the right salespeople or the right business people about what they are actually looking for and who help them to actually clarify the needs in their mind and point them in the right direction. So today's video, I actually want to help you look at how you can effectively secure good and useful customer meetings so that you can rightfully place your product to your customers and get more leads to be able to seal more deals. If you're liking the sound of this and you're here to subscribe to our channel, kindly hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you can get lots of useful sales tips from us. So usually I discover that when you actually have the opportunity to speak to customers face to face, you actually get lots out of that meeting rather than when you speak to them on the phone or when you even have a virtual call with them. So for me as a salesperson, one of the things that I've always prioritized is a face-to-face meeting over even speaking to them on the phone. And one of the reasons why I actually mention this is the fact that I've had lots of encounters where I've actually got suppliers or competitors who have actually gone ahead to win me over a particular sale because I was not present to actually present my own products to the customers in a face-to-face meeting. And so it helped me realize that when you speak to customers in a face-to-face conversation and you show them what you're actually trying to sell to them and present your benefits and your features and get clarifying questions from them, it helps them to better, stay comfortable with you and make a bit of informed decision. Because recently there was a particular sale that I lost, because of this issue. So I realized that I was trying to talk to the customer on the phone and I was even speaking to someone who was not the direct end user. And I was telling the person to actually help me speak to the people who were going to be using the product. And there was another supplier who was actually speaking to the end users and I even told them that he was going to come physically to actually speak to them about his product and his service. And in such conversation, I realized that they felt more comfortable despite the fact that I had even offered them more discount. And my product was a product that they were not even new to. It was something that they had previously used before. So it wasn't really a case of, trying out something new. But I realized that at the end of the day, they still went with that new distributor who was selling something new to them because he was able to see them physically and helped clarify a lot more questions in their minds. So I then realized that it's always useful to be able to secure customer meetings face to face, to be able to present your product and your service to them. And one of the ways by which you can actually go through this is, first of all, to actually understand the customer you're trying to speak to. I always emphasize that it's better to actually find out a bit more information about the person you're trying to sell to. And this is because it will help you to better know how you want to position your product or your service to them. So for instance, if you are offering training services and you want to sell to, let's say, the HR manager or the sales manager who is responsible for coordinating sales in the company, it's always important to actually find out a bit more about that company and find out a bit more about the product that you're actually selling. So once you're actually trying to place a call to secure a meeting, it helps you to narrow down on the things you want to say. So I'll give you a typical example. So if you're offering training services and you want to sell to a company, the best person to actually target is either the HR manager or the sales manager. So when you place a call to the receptionist and you say, "Hello, my name is XYZ from ABC Company. Do you mind if I speak to the person who is in charge of coordinating sales training in your company? Because we have a product or a service that can actually help a sales team to double their revenue 50 times more than they're actually doing right now. And I believe that this is a service that will be very useful to the organization." So once you're able to run your call like that and you talk to the receptionist and the receptionist goes and says, "Okay, the person is not on seat right now, but I'll tell them to get back to you as soon as possible." So immediately the person calls you back. One of the things you need to say to them exactly is that, My name is XYZ from ABC Company. I realize that your company actually has lots of salespeople, and I'm sure that you're actually interested in doubling your revenue and helping your sales team to be able to actually increase, what they are currently bringing in, like, 50 times, more than they're actually doing. And we actually have a sales training that can help you achieve that. I would actually like to discuss this with you so that I can present how this will actually benefit you better. And once you're able to run your call like that to the person, and the person says, okay, no worries, I don't think we're in the market for such a thing like right now. I'll reach out to you when we do need this. The next thing you need to say is that you can bring out a testimonial and say, oh, wow, that's great. However, I realized that a lot of the companies that we actually ran these sales to, similar companies like yourself, you can mention a few names, actually mentioned this same thing when we spoke to them. And once they were able to give us the chance to speak to them face to face, they were convinced and they were able to make better decisions. So I believe that I'm able to come in, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, just to show you the features and the benefit of our service. And then you can look at making an informed decisions from there. I believe that will be helpful. And if he goes ahead and says, okay, that's fine, do you mind sending that information to me via an email? And you say, oh, wow, that's also lovely. However, I realize that I'll be coming to the area at so time. Do you mind me just popping in for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes to just share that with you? I believe that would be better, for both of us. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Okay, no worries. If you can come in at so time, we'll be able to actually do this. And you're able to secure that meeting. But you must ensure that when you go into that meeting, you ensure that you go straight to the point and let the person know how they benefit from your service and the features that your product or your service will actually offer to them without wasting so much of their time. Because one of the things they'll be looking for is to find out if in the first few minutes what you're saying is something that they'll be interested in. So you must be able to hit the nail on the head immediately you get to them and get them to actually ask some clarifying questions, or you ask more about their needs and see how you can tailor that to what they are doing. And by so doing, you will realize that you'll be able to get a lot more customer meetings. And the more customer meetings that you get face to face, the easier it is for you to actually get a lot more people interested in your product or in your service. Especially if you are selling high ticket items like equipment, like properties, things that are really high value, and it takes more than one person to make a decision on it. You will realize that you will get a lot more conversions that way than rather trying to speak to them on the phone or trying to actually just send a random email to them. Through doing this, you realize that your sales would actually increase beyond what you're currently doing. So I believe that the things that I've shared with you and the practical step that I shared with you is something that would be really relevant to your business, at this time. And I want to encourage you to try this out and see how it goes. If you believe that this video has been helpful to you and it will help you in your sales or in your business, kindly share in the comment section below or how you've actually gone ahead to secure more customer meetings so that we can learn from you. And if there are any thoughts or comments that you also have, or how we can continue to improve what we're doing on this channel, kindly also share with us in the section below. Thank you so much for staying tuned to today's video. See you next time.